Well, folks, the two highest point scorers at the front end of the grid, Pierre van der Berg on 64, Donnie de Vos on 60 points. So 4 points between the two of them, which means that if this race is won by Donnie de Vos and Pierre van der Berg comes second, they will be level on points going out of the final. 53 points for William Steyn and Lino Miller on a 50. So that's going to make very, very interesting. It's all for all the marbles right now. This is what you've been waiting for. Dirt Oval for South Africa National Championships. The final race. The man that's standing on pole, Pierre, if he wins it, he will be unofficially the SA champ. If the Force wins it and Pierre comes second, they'll be level on points. Then I suppose we'll go back to the wins. But it's Lino Miller that works his way right around the outside. Lino Miller wants to have a good hole shot, and it's Pierre van der Berg that loses out, and it's William Steyn that goes further back. William Steyn drops right down to the back end of the pack. Full course yellow. Full course yellow. Exactly what Lino Miller did not want. He pulled his trick, he pulled his move, he made it around the outside. William Steyn will be very happy with that. The man that's starting in 4th position overall, that had dropped right down. So it'll be back to original grid positions. It's all up for grabs right up front in that front 3. Or 4 in fact. If all 4 of them finish the race, Lino Miller will drop into that 4th position. He's just outside of the SA numbers. So let's see how this one's going to play itself out. De Vos 4 points off Pierre van der Berg, the SA2 title holder, in that B1 pole position. If somebody gets ahead of De Vos, probably Steyn or Miller, and Pierre wins it, then he will be the out and out SA1. Harvey Smith on the outer edges of that. But if any of those top guys fall out, the top 3, there's a whole bunch of guys that's lined up very, very close points-wise, directly behind that. Up towards the line they come, and Pierre van der Berg will get the whole shot, and Lino Miller works his way up past Donnie de Vos. Lino Miller's on that outside line. It looks like that surface that they're on now suits Lino Miller perfectly. Steyn ahead of De Vos. De Vos will definitely lose out on the number 2 if it carries on the way that it does. Trying desperately to get around the outside of Steyn. Steyn is in the top 3. If Steyn can stay ahead of De Vos, he will probably be just outside of the points. Lino Miller, the SA1 reigning title holder, has gone to the front. Lino Miller, Pierre van der Berg, William Steyn, De Vos. That is where the titles are laying at this stage of the fight. Harvey Smith not that far behind him. Finds himself in 6th position on circuit, just behind the 157 of a Jaco Pateau. Right now the odds-on favorite is in that second position. The Force desperately trying to get past William Stein. Lino Miller, that was slightly further down on the points. I don't think there's enough in it for Lino to go right to the front. Lino Miller started off on 50. But winning this race, adding 24, should bring him up to a SA3. Lots of nerves right now. It all goes down just to this bunch of laps that they're going to be doing. Lino Miller breaking away from Pierre van der Berg. But Pierre van der Berg doesn't have to worry too much about Lino Miller. He had a 14-point gap on him going into this. He'll only take 4 points back on Pierre in the final tally if they stay in the order that they are. And I'm almost going to predict, oh, Lino Miller's going slower. Lino Miller slows right down. Something's gone wrong. I think Lino Miller might have a flat left-hand rear tire. You can see the back of that car's hanging. It's going to take him right out of the game as he slows right down and gets whacked from behind as well. Oh, he gets hit twice from behind. People trying to go around the outside. And Lino Miller gets mashed from behind. Harvey Smith pulls off onto the infield. Looks like it's also a flat wheel for him. It looks like a right rear that might have gone flat. The white flag has already come out. Lino Miller's not going to make it to the end of this race very easily. That's probably going to drop him out of the top three. And coming around, the highest point scorer going into the final, picking up the checkered flag is Pierre van der Berg. Second goes to William Stein. Third will go to Donnie de Vos. That is your top three. So Pierre van der Berg unofficially then your SA1 title holder. William Stein, that was 7 points behind Donnie de Vos. That will not be enough. So in my mind, Pierre van der Berg unofficially SA1, unofficially Donnie de Vos SA2, and unofficially William Stein SA3, with Lino Miller with a broken right rear suspension, and the whole back of that car is that two heavy knocks with people going into the back of him. But it looks like the man that supplied the sound system, the man that's helped put everything together here, I do believe that man is going to take a lap around the circuit now. Pierre van der Berg, he is unofficially SA1 for 2024. Donnie de Vos, as I said, probably second. William Stein will come up in third, with Lino Miller not finishing and Harvey Smith not finishing the race. They will probably bedeck the fourth and fifth positions overall. We'll give that man a lovely rousing round of applause. He's the right hand of Peter. Does lots and lots around the circuit. Supplies the sound system that we're using here tonight as well. Pierre van der Berg from SA2 moves up to SA1 unofficially. Well, this is going to be a fight to the death. The 47 of Daniel Renison, the highest point scorer from Keegan Ellard. Only 3 points between the two of them. If Keegan Ellard beats out on Daniel Renison, he will be ahead of points by 1 point. Keegan Ellard going for that SA1. That is what he's got to do. Should Rachat Joubert beat out on Keegan Ellard, he will still stay in that third position. So the man on the bubble, Keegan Ellard, he needs to win it to beat the man of the move, Daniel Renison. 1600 standards, Daniel Renison gets good drive. It's Barnard that tries to cut across the front of the 133. Down into turn number 1, Rachat Joubert trying to stick it in there. They go side by side down the back main. Look at that. Keegan Ellard, he's riding for an SA number. He gets it completely sideways. Luckily, no contact between the two of them. Daniel Renison is on his way to yet another SA title. The man on the move, Daniel Renison in the 47 car. It's all coming right now, right at the end of this event. Full course yellow. Full course yellow. Wow. Oh, there's somebody, another car has lost the wheel. There's a wheel that's rolling across the circuit. I'm not sure who it is. We'll have to try and see when they come around. There is a vehicle that has lost a wheel. It's not maar is waar. Somebody throwing a wheel away. We'll try and pick it up as they come around. There was somebody on 3 wheels earlier. Ah, there we go. That is Donovan Lee. That is without the wheel. Donovan Lee was lying in 5th overall on 48 points. That takes the pressure off Ruben Barnard. A little bit of Ruben Barnard. Wow, man. Keegan Ellard, if he beats Daniel Renison, is unofficially number 1. Daniel Renison, if he beats Keegan Ellard, unofficially will be number 1. Rachat Joubert in with a very, very good chance for the 133 on the second row, on the inside. If those 3 can end up in the top 3 positions, in whatever format, they will take away the SA 1, 2, and 3 titles. Daniel Renison, Keegan Ellard, and Rachat Joubert. Should something go wrong, the next man in line is Ruben Barnard. But Barnard finds himself 5 points short of the 3rd place of Rachat Joubert. So Ruben Barnard will be hoping and praying that something goes wrong in front of him. Climbing out of the pack is the 515 of Dion Kretzmann. He climbed out pretty early. Let's hope he won't get penalized for that if the front runners run into problems. Ellard right up against the wall. Ellard's almost thrown it one away. He touched the wall. Hopefully the car is still okay. Daniel Renison leads out from Keegan Ellard. Rachat Joubert in that 3rd position. That is what Rachat Joubert needs to be able to pick up a SA3 number. If Ruben Barnard gets past him, it shouldn't be a train smash. There won't be enough. He can go 1 down still. Can Rachat Joubert and still pick up the SA3. Daniel Renison, man on the move. He's got it all in his hands right now. He's got more points than the man in 2nd position. And he's leading out this race as well. If nothing breaks, if nothing goes wrong, it will be a SA number. He's got to make sure that he doesn't go through the whole... Oh, look how the cars are bouncing on the far side. Daniel Renison, with the gap that he's got, should go around the outside of that to make sure that he doesn't break his suspension. Keegan Ellard is definitely up for an SA2. He needs to keep the car in one piece. decides to go on that wider line just to play a little bit safe. Raceway can go one place further down to still pick up the SA3 according to my unofficial calculations right now. Less than laps, I think we're down to 6 laps. 6 more laps. 12 straights, 12 corners for Daniel Renison to pick up yet another SA title. A man that's done some amazing racing in his time. Always smiling, always happy. Trying to preserve the car on that piece of circuit that's not too Iowa. Does Keegan Ellard throw everything at it right now to maybe get that SA1? The second youngest driver taking part here in the racing today. Keegan Ellard, apart from Nadia Rotenbach. The 133 under pressure, Rechard Joubert. He can let that pass happen and still pick up third. Hopefully he's done his mathematics. 3 more laps to go. Daniel Renison will be hoping and praying that everything stays together. It's all looking good right now as you see them on track. If they end in that order, that is officially 1, 2, and 3 over the line in the final, and 1, 2, and 3 overall with just 2 more laps to go. Let's hope that nobody runs into any problems. These guys deserve these results that they've got. The white flag comes out. Barnard having a last gasp loop up on the inside. They must just not take one another out. Daniel Renison will start screaming and shouting inside that car. He'll be loving it. He comes through the last corner. He's on his way to an SA title. The man on the move, Daniel Renison from Keegan Ellard, from Rechard Joubert. As they come across the line, according to my calculations, unofficially, your SA 1, 2, and 3. What a brilliant night's racing there for Keegan Ellard, the young lad. Second highest points going into the final, and then picking up that second place as well. Renison's done the homework. He's done the mathematics. Barring any queries, send him around this way, please. Daniel Renison, send him around to this side. Let him come and take the checkered flag. Daniel Renison. He'll be such a happy chappy. And that car was not that great last night whatsoever. He fought through it. He used his driving skill to make up for what the car could not do for him. And Daniel Renison, unofficially South African 1600 champion, as he works his way around. Brilliant stuff.
Sy dra Ray-Bans en two-tone fans. Sy's mooier as die sonsak op 'n Saterdagaand. Sy glinster soos die maan. Sy is soms skaam, maar ek wil verdwyn tussen die sterre wat so skyn om jou verdwyn. Kyk na my, vergeet die pyn. Skyn om jou verdwyn. Kyk na my, vergeet die pyn.
Ladies and gents, Daniel Renison.
Ek sien haar op die straat, wyn drink en lag, op 'n Dinsdag aand in Stellenbosch. Sy die pracht van die Boland in haar lag. Maar wag, sy dra Ray-Bans en two-tone fans. Sy's mooier as die sonsak op 'n Saterdagaand. Sy glinster soos die maan. Sy is soms skaam, maar ek wil verdwyn tussen die sterre wat so skyn om jou verdwyn. Kyk na my, vergeet die pyn. Skyn om jou verdwyn. Kyk na my, vergeet die pyn. Ek droom al soos ek
Jaco Elwood and Sean Potgieter find themselves alongside one another on the front row of the grid. Once again, only 4 points difference between a first and a second, which means if Sean Potgieter beats out on the 28 of Jaco Elwood, they will end up a level on points. You'll probably find the rules will go back then to who got the best result in heat number 1. Or who got the best result in the final, one of the two. So Jaco Elwood needs to beat Sean Potgieter. Chart Slater is right in there as well. Chart Slater is just 4 points further back. And Cecil Minders is not out of it either. Cecil Minders in the 18 cars, the 4th highest point scorer, on 54, 56, 60 and a 64 for all the marbles in the back of the dice car towards the number 1. It's Jaco Elwood is going to get the whole shot at Sean Potgieter. That's trying on the outside line, and it's Chart Slater that's got up into that second position. Calvin Sale falls back. Down into turn number 1. Jaco Elwood, can he pull it off? Chart Slater's chasing for all that he's got now. Chart Slater is on 58 points. He's 6 points behind Jaco Elwood. If he had to, Chart Slater get... Whoa! Hammers into the back of the lead man. That was hard. Chart Slater trying everything he can. Chart Slater does win the race. And Jaco Elwood comes in second. It will not be enough to take the title away from Jaco Elwood. With 2 points difference between second and third position, Chart Slater would still not have enough to beat out on Sean Potgieter. So right now, the way they are, the lead man, Elwood, if they stay where they are, would be SA1, Sean Potgieter would be SA2, and Chart Slater would be SA3. That is if they stay in the positions that they are as the laps tick away. I think Jaco Elwood's got it. I think Jaco Elwood has got enough pace. That car must just hold together. No mistakes, no errors, no breakages. Back into the third motor car of Jaco Elwood, trying to make sure that he stays away from the rough section of the circuit. Pulls it very tight after the apex of turn number 1, and it's looking very good for him. Chart Slater initially put a lot of pressure on him, but wasn't able to get any closer in the last couple of laps. Calvin Sale finds himself a long way down, and if that Potgieter's off, that puts Chart Slater into a SA2 possible number with Potgieter dropping out. Now remember, with Potgieter dropping out, Cecil Minders is right. Cecil Minders is 82 points behind Chart Slater. So that means that Cecil Minders might come then up into that a third position. That is going to be the next level. Will make up enough positions to go any further forward. That's the other thing. But right now, Jaco Elwood well on his way. One more lap to go for Jaco Elwood. Just one more lap, Jaco Elwood. He's heading towards his SA title. Jaco Elwood from Chart Slater. Jaco Elwood from Chart Slater. Can it be like that as they work their way down the back main? It's possible, it might be, it can be, it will be. It will be Jaco Elwood that will win the finals. Chart Slater from Hudson Moore, then Cecil Minders. What a drive. Jaco Elwood, unofficially the new South African champion. with Sean Potgieter falling back. I'm going to guess third will go to Cecil Minders. Second, unofficially, will go to Charles Slater. And unofficially, your new South African. 2 for SA, dirt oval for South Africa, Motorsport South Africa champion will be Jaco Elwood. What a drive. Cecil Minders, I think, with that one error from Sean Potgieter, who was the SA1 title holder. I think that's what's made the difference. Jaco Elwood. That's a man that's also helped with the setup on the Milan Walters car as well. And we've seen Milan Walters doing some amazing stuff recently with a new car. Pity that he did not qualify to be able to actually ride in this Nationals. But the car only being completed recently. His moment of glory. Jaco Elwood.
Trap bietjie groter as syne stam. Hier voel lekker soos 'n kraker, maar langs dan gaan dinge maar agtertoe. Vergeet van daai kant toe, kom bietjie die kant toe, hier vat ons vorentoe. Wat is die kans, ek en jy kan kuier. Wat is die kans, ek en jy se steier. Ons is die, so niemand ons kan weier, Ons is maar skyeleiers, dans 'n bietjie stywer, jy net ander, groot en gevaarlik, dis hoe die dinge lyk.
Right, moving along to the GWA in Port Elizabeth, the V8 American Saloons. Peter Victor, the highest point scorer on a brilliant 68, but Tiens Extian, there and thereabouts after the drops, just 1 point behind him. Just 3 points further back is Benny de Bruin in the 71 car. Then it's Jean Rustov 4 points further back. So the boys in the mix right now, Benny de Bruin, Tiens Extian, and Peter Victor, the top 3 point scorers. Oh, the hearts must be pumping. Benny de Bruin in with a shout. Remember, Benny de Bruin is just 3 points behind Tiens Extreme. So if something happens to Peter Victor and Benny de Bruin wins out ahead of Tiens Extreme, he can go from an SA3 to an SA1 as long as Jean Rustov stays out of the mix in the 97 car. How many SA titles has Peter Victor got already? It must be many. Plenty titles, and Clankerer titles as well. He's on his home circuit. He's in his favorite car. He's in front of his home crowd. He's on a high. He's probably going to win it going away, but I do believe Benny de Bruin will be able to run with him without, if anybody can run with him. And it's only 8 laps. 6 cars plus 2. 8 laps will decide the South African champion in the GWM Port Elizabeth V8 American Saloon class. Benny de Bruin in with a shot. In with a good shot, in with a decent shot. If he can beat Peter Victor, he will be SA1. Benny de Bruin, Peter Victor alongside one another. Benny de Bruin gets worked slightly towards the outside. That brings Rustov into it. Rustov pops up on the inside of Benny de Bruin. So Peter Victor made use of running him slightly wide. Lucius Fourie comes into play in that 4th position. Lucius Fourie is down in 6th position on 44, so the chances of him picking up a SA number is very, very limited unless the cars in front of him fall out. And Benny de Bruin, it's not going well for Benny de Bruin. That car looks like it doesn't want to turn the way that it did earlier on. Peter Victor well on his way to picking up a title. Benny de Bruin looking not too comfortable in that third position. It should be enough if he can hold on to that third. Even if Lucius Ferry gets past him, Benny doesn't have to do anything fancy. The back end of that car is hanging. I think he might have a flat right and rear tire on that motor car. So he can let Lucius Ferry go past. Razan is also further down on the points. Razan Janssen coming in on a 47. So Benny de Bruin is just going to weigh up the odds, keep it as safe as he possibly can. Peter Victor. Well, what about Jean Rustov? Jean Rustov has got 60 points. Benny de Bruin has got 64. So if Benny de Bruin can hold on to where he is, he can still be SA3, and it looks like he's now got the pace to stay out there ahead of Lucius Ferry. If Lucius goes past him, well, then it becomes a mathematical calculation if Lucius can actually get past him at all. We lose one competitor off onto the infield. He ain't going to go no further. I think that's a little bit lots. The white flag being held out. Benny de Bruin's just got to go one time more around. And Benny de Bruin will hold on to that position. There's 2 points difference between them as he takes the checkered flag. Peter Victor takes the checkered flag from Jean Rustov, from Benny de Bruin. Jean Rustov was on 60. If he adds 18 to that, that gives him 78. Benny was on 64. If he adds 20, we'll give him 64. So there's your new unofficial SA1 title holder, with Jean Rustov and Benny de Bruin coming through in a second and a third. Yeah, my unofficial numbers tells me Peter Victor from Benny de Bruin, from Jean Rustov. That is the way that I see it, but that's unofficial. You have to join us at the prize giving if you want to be 100% sure on that one. Peter Victor, the local favorite. What a boykie.
Daar's 'n nuwe boer op die dorp. Sy dra kakie rokkies kort. Sy ry F250 opgeroeste Ford.
Sy ken van trekkery en in die kroeg beklei. En ek wens ek kon die geheim van haar boerdery kry. En ons skree, wys my jou lemoene of jou boerpampoene. Ek wil so graag aan dit voel. Of jou kaalgat perskes, of dit die moeite werd is. Ek sal het definite.
Right, let's look at this one. Burger van der Westland, the highest point scorer by quite a bit. He's got 64 points. He's got 12 points on Christopher Burish. Christopher Burish on 52. Damon Miles also on a 52. The Protec Racing entry and the GC Concrete entry lying in a second and a third overall. But Malcolm Els is right in there as well. He's just 2 points further back. Is Malcolm Els. And Malcolm Els has not come out on circuit. Malcolm Els has not made it out. That opens the door for Tian Kuti and Jackson Paul that are level in 5th and 6th position. So with Malcolm Els not out there, Burger van der Westhuizen, Christopher Burish and Damon Miles on the same points. It's who comes second. Burger van der Westhuizen surely should be the odds-on favourite in this one. Burger van der Westhuizen. Miles goes wide. Christopher Burish comes through. They are 3 abreast. Oh, it doesn't get much tighter than that. Squeezing it up there on the inside line was Jackson Paul. Jackson Paul gets itself up into 4th position. Oh! Chaos just after the start-finish line. But all is well that ends well. No yellow flags. Burger van der Westhuizen leading out by 12 points going into this one. Damon Miles, the same points as Christopher Burish. They're lying in 2nd and 3rd. The next man in there behind them is Jackson Paul, but Jackson Paul is a little bit further down on the points. He's only on 48, so he finds himself 4 points. So he's going to have to stick it up on the inside of Burish somehow. He might be able to make it up into a 3rd position. I see these guys are trying to go that wider line to stay away from breaking the cars on the rut on the far side. As I said to Dirk van der Westhuizen before the final, Burger pulls away in the front on pace at the moment. Nobody will be able to do anything about him. Oh, Miles gets that sideways. Christopher Burish is going to go through. Miles is out. Damon Miles has just spun out. Full course yellow. Full course yellow. Oh, that's going to be an interesting one. Clerk of the course is going to have a serious look at that one. Damon Miles that lost it initially by himself. If that is the case, and I think Damon Miles did lose it by himself, I don't think he was touched by Christopher Burish. He was the course of the yellow. That would put Damon Miles to the back of the pack. That would mean the way they are now, Burger unofficially SA1, Christopher SA2. Now, where does that leave the likes of Jackson Paul on a 48 points? He's ahead of Tian Kuti, so that's not a problem. He's ahead of Malcolm Els. Malcolm Els has got 50 as opposed to the 48. So that means Jackson Paul, where he is right now, might just be on a 3rd. Oh, is he going to be reinstated? Is Miles going to be reinstated? If he is, that turns everything upside down for Jackson Paul. Let's see when the result comes through to us. They're just slowing it all down. The radios are abuzz. The TV's going. The judges of fact are having a look at it. The yellow flags are still out. I think I saw a thumbs up that they are in the correct position. Ian Long having a chat with Elton Gilmer. So does Damon Miles stay? Does he get reinstated into that position? We're about to find out. Oh, back of grid. I see a back of grid board. I see a back of the 77. Oh, Christopher Burish, second highest point scorer, goes to the back of the pack, the complete opposite. I was saying if Damon Miles lost it all by himself, he will go to the back of the pack having caused the yellow. Christopher Burish would be there in behind Burger van der Westhuizen. That means Christopher Burish has got to fight so hard that one specific incident has probably robbed Christopher Burish of a SA2. Can he come from the back of the pack and make up so many positions? I doubt it. The likes of Jackson Paul, Kluti, Els, Kuchelenberg, all of these guys that are very much up on pace. Christopher Burish must be utterly gutted because Damon Miles did start to lose the tail end. Maybe there must have been contact between them. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made that decision. Christopher Burish's chances has just been dusted. But Jackson Paul says, I stay ahead of Kluti, I stay ahead of Els. And I'll be SA3. Jackson Paul climbs on the gas. Kluti's having a look up on that inside line. Tiaan Kluti must be in with a chance. Tiaan Kluti on the exact same points as a Jackson Paul. So, if you look at the way the race is now, the man in front is SA1. The man in second place is SA2. That's third and fourth place, Jackson Paul and Tiaan Kluti. Whoever of those two gets up into that third position will then be SA3 because they started on the same points. It's just a couple of laps between them. Looks like it's going to be 6 more laps. Tiaan Kluti's got 12 straights and 12 corners. Malcolm Els has got a big misfire, so he's out of it. I don't think Tiaan Kluti's going to be able to keep up with the pace of Jackson Paul. Jackson Paul is doing a very, very good charge right now. I think he's worked out the mathematics and he's realized he's just got to keep it safe and smooth. Oh, Kluti loses the tail end. Coming under pressure from Kuchelenberg. Now Kuchelenberg having a look around the outside. If the front three maintain the positions that they are, they will take away those SA numbers. If any one of them falls out, the points are so close, 3 abreast behind them as they go out into the back main. Andy Stavilla is starting to work his way through as well. But it won't be enough to get ahead of Jackson Paul. Tiaan Kluti has dropped further down. Massive battle for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th position. Coming up towards the back markers now will be the lead man. Burger van der Westhuizen, at the age of 15 he got SVD colours. His father, Dirk die Skirk van der Westhuizen, the man that brings us on a yearly basis one of the most amazing races, the Klein Karoo. And Dirk and Teresa are here. Teresa's biting her nails off. Teresa's on her feet. She can't wait. One more lap, one more corner. It's all about Burger van der Westhuizen. It's all about Burger van der Westhuizen. He will win the SA Champs. Damon Miles from a Jackson Paul. That's how they come across the line. Barring any additional information that we do not have to hand, that as they came across the line, first, second and third, that will be your SA 1, 2 and 3. I predicted it. I said to Dirk, if your boykie pulls away at the front, I do believe he's got the pace to stay there. And he did exactly that. Well done, Damon Miles. Lovely drive. Well done, Jackson Paul in the 40 car. Working his way unofficially through to that third position. I do believe, there's something changes, but I can't see it. That burger will be SA1 in the Cowles Aluminium 51 car. Well done.
Waar al die mooie
Right, folks, this is the one you've been waiting for. This is what it's all about. The 1660 Hooligan class. Any of the top 10 in with a shot. Jason Brink, Jason Drake bedeck the front row of the grid. On the second row, Ruan de Blanche. On the outside, Johan Versace. Third row is Zahn Keller and Peter the Roo. The fourth row, Lorenzo McLeod, that's on the inside. And then I do believe that it will be Kenzo Barnard on the outside of that. Kenzo Barnard's been blindingly quick. Can he go far enough forward to maybe still steal a number away? Anything's possible. Yellow flags, yellow flags, yellow flags. Oh, people doing some stupid stuff further back in the pack, trying to get going as quick as they possibly can. Nadia Rotenbach thought they were going to get going. Percy Noah coming off the back end of the pack. Right, so for all the marbles in the packet, oh man, I can imagine now the hearts are pumping. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 in total out there. Top 15 that have made it through. The yellow lights are on. There's a board going down. Probably a restart. 16. Aoe Massacant, 16. Oh, the 111 board is being held out. 111's Percy Noah. So there's one too many out there. I think you're going to find there's supposed to be 15, but there's actually 16. Now, normally what you do is you put it up on the board. If those 15 don't all go out, whoever is next on the list goes out. Percy Noah, I think, trying to take a chance and say, maybe somebody doesn't go out there and I'll get the opportunity. And I think that is the 16th car. Unfortunately, the regs say 15 only. So it's not possible to allow Bobas Breyer, Percy Noah, to actually take part in this. That is exactly what the Jasons didn't want. Drake and Brunk at the front row of the grid. The man in the bubble in the 279. It's Ruan de Blanche. He's the third highest point scorer. But he's got the 141 of Johan alongside him. Now Johan Versace is on the exact same points as Ruan de Blanche. They're both on 60 points. Zahn Keller is just 2 points behind them. So it pretty much goes down to how this one plays itself out. Are you the type of person that likes to make predictions? Well, I am. But this is one time I'm not going to be stupid. I'm not going to make any predictions whatsoever. Because anything can happen here. What I'm going to predict is that there's going to be yellow flags. Somewhere, somehow. It's going to be too hard. It's going to be too fast. There's no ways. All of these guys are going to be able to get it through without any yellow flags. And away we go with Versace. All over the back of Jason Brinket's going to lead them through. It's the Blanche on that inside line as Brinket gets the line through, breaking through on the inside end of his Zonka. Then coming up on the inside line is Versace. Versace's got to Blanche there in front of him. He's got Jason on his outside. Jason right up against the wall. His Zonka has made a bit of a gap. It's Kenzo Barnard that's down in that 7th position. Oh, wow, that's Versace. That's out of it. That's the yellow flags. That's the yellow flags. Slow it all down, guys. Slow it all down. Whoa, Salvo. Whoa, boys. Oh, now, can Versace get that car going again? And if so, was he taken out or did he lose it by himself? Will he be reinstated? Remember, Johan Versace's got the 4th highest points, the joint 3rd highest points, and that only 2 points behind Jason Drake and 4 points behind Jason Brunk. He desperately needs to be reinstated into that position, because if he can, he could get an SA number within the next couple of minutes. Brunk pulls up on the line. De Blanche pulls up on the line. Jason Drake. Izan Keller, Peter LaRue, Kenzo Barnard, Lorenzo McLeod, Ruan Mostert, Francois Engelbrecht. Just go backslide. Chanel van Tonde, George Noah, Bernard Wessels. Right, there goes Listen Linda, listen. They worked out who's got to be where. Nobody better than Linda. Rouen to Blanche, right in there where it counts. If Rouen de Blanche had to win this and Jason Drake had to come up second, they would be level on points. If Rouen de Blanche wins it and Jason Drake gets ahead of Jason Brunk, then Rouen de Blanche would be the out-and-out winner, and Drake and Brunk would be level on points. With that in mind, Johan Versace is on the same amount of points as Rouen de Blanche. If Johan Versace can go to the front end of the pack and put anybody between himself and Jason Brunk, he would become the SA1 title holder. There's just so many calculations, there's so many possibilities. Kenzo Barnard needs a whole bunch of unhappiness to happen in front of him to be able to pick up a SA3 in this one. But he's got the out-and-out pace. The 95 of Ruan Mostert, a little bit further back than what we would have expected. But Ruan's in. If the problems happen up front, believe you me, he'll be one of the guys that will manage to miss everything and get through to where it really counts. 13 laps. I predict another 2 yellows before the end of this one. Let's hope that everybody's got enough fuel on board to be able to make it to the end. They're standing idling at the moment. Nobody's actually switched off by the looks of it. So you have to have literally 20 laps of fuel in your car for a final like this. Most of these guys are top runners. They will know that you can't take a chance and fuel light on a top 15. Percy Noah, hey, but would have been great to have had you in the final as well. But unfortunately coming through in that 16th position, and the regs only allowing for top 15. Are we just about good to go? Marius works his way down towards the tail end of the field. Chanel van Tonde. Oh, it looks like a restart board. Oh, it's going to be a full restart. Hell yeah. Showtime. This is going to be good. Is it going to be a full restart? Then it will be alongside. Yep, it's alongside one another. Full restart. So the front row of the grid will be Jason Brink and Jason Drake. The second row will be Ruan de Blanche and Johan Versace. Ruan de Blanche and Johan Versace on the exact same points. 2 points less is Zaan Keller and Peter de Roo alongside him. Then it's Lorenzo McLeod and Kenzo Barnard. Ruan Mostert rounds out the top 10. Snell van Tonder's got a whole bunch of bodywork that's not around anymore. This is for the essays, so it's got to be 100% correct on the restart. Let them go is the instruction. I got a feeling you might find Zaan Keller might just be on the move with this one. Not impossible. But remember, it's Jason Brink and Jason Drake, 64-62. Ruan de Blanche, Johan Versace, 60 and 60. 2 points further back is Zaan Keller. Something's got to go wrong in front of Zaan Keller, or he's got to get his way through. On the white flag, 13 racing laps. Have they got enough fuel? Is there guys sitting in their cars right now and saying, if there is another caution, I'm not going to make it to the end and I'm on the edge of an SA number? All of these things start running through your mind. I only raced in 3 SAs in my time, but the emotion when you're sitting inside that car, before the time it's, ooh, we must get everything right. Right now you say, I don't care what happens. I don't care what I break on this car. It doesn't matter. This is what it's all about. This is what I am. This is who I am. And I'm going to get the hammer down because I'm going to get down to turn number 1. It's Jason Brink on the inside. Jason Drake on the outside. And here comes the Blanche. The Blanche flies and sticks his nose in. His Zaan Keller's right in there as well. Up the back man, there goes Zaan Keller, backs out of that one, who pushes the Blanche into the corner. Zaan Keller just hammers the back bumper of that car into front of him. The 126 being pressurized all the way through the corner. He just kept his foot completely fracked on the back end of Jason Drake, but it's Jason Brink that's made the move at the front. It's the Blanche that's in that second position. Then it is Jason Drake. Yep, the 126, that is Jason Drake. Man, there's just so much happening out there right now. It can go in any direction. Drake has stayed away from his Zaan Keller. Starting to get a bit of pressure now. Peter de Roo on the back of his Zaan Keller. Zaan Keller initially was the one that was putting the pressure down. So Jason Brink on his way to an SA title. Ruan de Blanche, if he stays where he is, could pick up that SA2 ahead of Jason Drake, or they will be level on points. I think they probably will be level on points. Zaan Keller's got to go forward. Francois Engelbrecht has backed out of it completely. He says this Titan car ain't going to go no more. Second, third, fourth, and fifth. The fifth place car being the 777 of Peter de Roo. The 17 in front of Zaan Keller. Jason Drake just in front of that in the 126. As the laps tick away. Oh, Johan Versace's out of it. Johan Versace's out of it. Up on the inside of Zaan Keller goes Peter de Roo. I don't think Zaan Keller will take too kindly to that. Peter de Roo's quite prepared to rub bumpers and everything with you without any problem whatsoever. Zaan Keller that initially pushed very, very hard, but I was thinking it was a bit of payback actually on that specific one. Everybody's motor's sounding pretty good. It's all about Jason Brink. It's all about Jason Brink, second and third alongside one another, and Drake has come up. Drake is past De Blanche. De Blanche has a look back up on the inside. They're going to swap positions for a second time. They make contact. That is going to bring Peter the Roo into the game. Peter the Roo's having a look for that third position. Izanka that's going to have a look for that outside line. Izanka that gets pressed wide. He has to roll out of the gas. There's an accident. There's a major accident. The car's off behind that. Full course yellow. Well, there was yellows. Yep, the yellow lights have come on. Full course yellow. Slow it all down. They're going to have a look at that incident to see how that one plays itself out. They'll bring Ruan Mostert, Barend Wessels and Nadia Rautenbach back into play. Man, oh man, oh man. 4 laps to go. The chaos is not over yet. They're going to have a look at that footage. Determine what to do with that. Jason Brink. Ruan de Blanche. Jason Drake. That is your front three. Peter Le Roux, Izan Keller, Ruan Mostert, Nadia Rautenbach, Barend Wessels, Chanel van Tonder, Lorenzo McLeod. That's the cars that's still in it. Marius waits for the decision to be made as to who was right and who was wrong, who goes, who stays. Just 4 more laps. Blue, 3 flyers, 1 white flag, and 1 happy SA title holder after that. Can Jason Brink pull this one off? I think he's in with a pretty decent chance. I think Jason Brink might just have enough in the tank to be able to hold out on Ruan de Blanche, who I think might just have enough to hold out on Jason Drake. Can anybody make a move? If anything, Peter the Roo might go for a do or die up on the inside, either take a penalty or take a number, a SA number, one of the two. Why not? He's so close. He can just as well take the chance, even if it's a bit rough. The decision might just go in his favor, and he could just get himself a SA3. But if he tries and it doesn't work, the experience of Izan Keller will come into play in that 5th position, and Izan Keller will then be on the hunt with 4 laps to go. Oh, you gotta love it. And yeah, the Springboks did lose, but that doesn't matter right now. White flag time. Chanel van Tonder coming off the back end of the pack. Look at the Deadpool car park on the inside. Jacques Visser standing there. Leahy's in there. Versace's in there. Noah's in there. Barnard is in there. Engelbrecht is there. McLeod is there as well. 4 to go. 8 straights and 8 corners. Jason Brink. To Blanche. Can't run it too wide. Peter Le Roux losing a bit of ground. Jean Keller under pressure from Ruan Mostert. 6th, 7th and 8th. The lady racer right in there as well. Chanel van Tonder. Jason Brink praying in English, praying in Afrikaans, praying in a language he doesn't even know, screaming, shouting inside that helmet, talking to himself. Ruan de Blanche in that 2nd position. Ruan de Blanche is well on his way to a number 2, a SA2 number. It's in the books right now, if he can hold on to that one. White flag, 1 more lap. It's all about Jason Brink. It's all about Jason Brink. It's 1 more straight. It's Jason Brink down the back main. It's all about Jason Brink. Can he do it? 1 more corner. It's all going to happen right now. Jason Brunk becomes the South African champion. To Blanche, Drake, the next two that come through there. Can you believe it? With De Blanche and Drake. To my mind, that makes Jason Brink the unofficial SA champ, and Jason Drake and Ruan De Blanche level on points after this one. One scoring 20, one scoring 18. It then goes back to the rules, either who did the best in the finals or who had the best result right at the beginning. Folks, that wraps it up for the Dirt Oval for South Africa 2024 National Championships at Victory Raceway. Thank you so much to you one and all for joining us. Join me 8 o'clock on Tuesday night on the Second Gear Talk Show at 8 o'clock. And we're going to have a good couple of these names and numbers that you have seen here tonight. That's going to be going out live with us at 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night. From my side, Gary Fleming, drive home safely. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be here with you. God bless. Cheers, everybody. Look after one another. And well done to the A-team.
Is vir hom nooit te veel. Almal staan na die dek as sy sweetie sy deel. Twee teen die bors en een vir die keel. Het jy alle buffel op die lippe gesoen? O, held is gevaarlik, maar man moet het doen. 1, 2, 3 stukke, roe net soos jam, en borrel buffels van ty, sit jou terug in jou pram. Gestrikt as van 'n dropper gebuig. Die hele blerrie dorp was daar om te getuig. Sy skere hakke het hier sy vellies geskeer. Toe hy sy eerste 3 tree na die kansel toe gee. Het jy